some of the injuries I've had in the past stop me or hurt me with some of the exercises you wanted to do, is that I went from my initial view of, I want to bulk up and be muscly and I need to do some weights, to I'm doing something that's increasing my flexibility, reducing my proneness to injury, and I enjoy doing. And I do actually find, because I'm relatively unfit, I found out that doing yoga actually improved my fitness as well.
Yeah, Paul, just want to introduce yourself, what you do, who you are, like, a bit about who you are.
Yeah, I'm well, age-wise, I'm 53 now. So as you gently pointed out to me, one of your more elderly candidates. But it's reality, right? So I think it's a good mix-up. Professional job. So work in finance. Desk-bound. I think the important bit is to go desk-bound in front of a computer a lot of the time. Quite a senior role, so spend a lot of hours working, dedicated to the job. Family-wise, 2 kids, sort of in the 13-10 bracket at school, as well as some older grown-up kids. But the energy I have to put into is with the younger ones. So family responsibilities and all that kind of stuff.
What was going on to make you want to reach out and have a chat? Because often when I speak to guys, they're maybe not feeling the best, maybe a little bit overweight, and sometimes a lot of the guys, not saying this is necessarily exactly you, Paul, but a little bit lost with where they're at with their own physical and mental well-being. Where were you on that spectrum, and what was your catalyst for going, right, I need to do something? What was going on?
My eating had lapsed quite a lot. I'd also do a lot of work during the day, and then sort of think, I just want a glass of wine in the evening. So I was just getting to the point where I was feeling a bit more uncomfortable about my weight again. And I kind of been through that cycle before of either focusing on food and just thinking about calories and how do I eat more healthily, excuse me, and or focusing on exercise. And I tried to do some cardio stuff before. I'd done a lot of weight training before and constantly injured myself. But each time that was a focus with a sort of, I had a focus with a goal in mind. So it might be an event I want to lose weight for, or I'm feeling a bit old, so I feel like I want to shape up a little bit around the exercise side. And that just never worked because it was always a cycle and always kind of fell off that wagon. So I just wanted to do something that was a bit more permanent.
What you feel like you've achieved and where you're at right now from that, I guess, disempowered, a bit sort of, directionless place.
Yeah, and I think the obvious one that everyone always asks about is weight, right? So I'm going to kick off with the weight bit and go, I've lost some weight. Lost about 8 kilos and gone down a clothing size. So that was great. But for me, the place I'm in is one of a number of things, words I'd use to describe it. Balance is one. Having some routine in life and having some disciplines around those routines as well. And I don't want to make out it's boot camp, because it's not a boot camp. But there is a sense of purpose, discipline, routine. And that becomes self-fulfilling because it gives you something to aim for. I feel I've got something to aim for every day, whether that be small achievements and incremental achievements, almost like targets in the day, or whether it's about just achieving going through a routine. And there's a number of different elements to that. And maybe I don't do them all every day. But what I do is the ones that are appropriate and right for the day and the situation I'm in.
What would you say, if you're going to, it doesn't have to be 3, but like, let's say 2 or 3 sort of key takeaways or learnings that you've taken from the process, or the highlights, I would say.
What the program's taught me is it's not all about one siloed piece of work or one siloed part. It's actually within the blueprint itself, within the approach that we went through. It's balancing these different elements of food and nutrition, of exercise, of mindset. Within each of those, then there are a whole group of different elements within each of those. And actually balancing them and realizing that some aren't as effective for me as other ones are. Some don't fit quite as well with me as other ones are. And an example of that one would be, as I discussed with you, some of the injuries I've had in the past stop me or hurt me with some of the exercises you wanted to do. I never saw myself as being a kind of guy who did yoga, but what I did was switch from the weight training stuff into doing yoga, which I never thought I'd do. But the benefit, ironically, is that I went from my initial view of, I want to bulk up and be muscly and I need to do some weights, to I'm doing something that's increasing my flexibility, reducing my proneness to injury, and I enjoy doing. And I do actually find, because I'm relatively unfit, I found out that doing yoga actually improved my fitness as well.
What, if anything, was like the most surprising? Like, what's this about? And then, like, actually what you got from it, if there's anything like that, or anything that you got from the program at the end of it and gone, I wasn't expecting that. Like, is there anything like that?
First of all, the way that you've built the blueprint is it's quite incremental, but yet it's challenging. So there's not too much in any given week What you don't do is hit a wall where you think, oh, sod this, I can't do this, I can't face it. But equally, there's enough, and you have enough achievement points where you can feel satisfied that you've achieved something.
Like, let's say someone's watching this, they're thinking, oh, maybe I'd like to have I'm interested, or I'm a bit on the fence, I'm not sure what it's about. Or what would you say to someone who's sort of considering but not sure whether to sort of go, right, let's go for
it? I would say get in contact with you, fill the form in that you ask people to fill in, because it makes you self-reflect a little bit on what you want to do and have a conversation with you. There's no hard sell. We came out at the end of I'm a cynical sod, right? So I thought, oh, this is just going to be a hard sell. We came out that end of the conversation that we had, where we both knew that we could work together and deliver a great outcome.
If anyone's watching, they are keen about having a chat, would like some help, or as Paul said, get in touch, drop me a DM, put a little note in the comments, and we can have a chat. Other than that, Paul, thank you so much for your time. You are awesome. You are a legend. It's been a pleasure having you. I hope everyone's got something out of watching this. Have an amazing Wednesday, and thank you very much.